Here's the mistake I made. So a while back, somebody had asked me whenever I was painting all of the deck and I had some of the parts of the rest of the boat exposed, if I had issues with overspray from my paint sprayer. And the answer was actually yes, kind of. There was some overspray here and there that I didn't want. Like, for example, some of it even got onto the window shield. You couldn't tell from far away, but if you got real close, you could see the tiny little particles. But luckily, I mean, with the use of acetone within like a day of putting the paint on, I was able to get pretty much all of that overspray off of like the windshield, for example. But here's the mistake I made, and I'm telling you about this so hopefully none of you make the same mistake. As I was doing that, there was also a little bit, or really more than a little bit, there was some of that overspray and dust as well that also got on this glass cover for all of the gauges and speedometer and everything. So while I was cleaning the windshield with acetone, I just went ahead and I was going to use the acetone to get it off of this as well. Well, here's the thing. It turns out that this glass cover here isn't glass. It was actually plastic. And all of you who know what acetone does to plastic know what happened next. Basically, it started smearing the plastic and made it much more difficult to see. Like, I can still see where the needles are for the different gauges, but honestly, it's hard to read any of the text on the gauges. Like, if you don't already know which side is empty, which side is full on a gas gauge, you won't know. You won't be able to tell the speed or RPMs. All of that's really hard to read. Oh, and by the way, once clear plastic like that is smeared with acetone, it's basically ruined. There's no way you're going to get it back. There's no way you're going to be able to recover it back after that. Or can you? To get the smear out. You're pretty much screwed at that point. So, that brings me to today. And today is the day that I want to be able to see all of the gauges easily. I was able to make it work up till now. I kind of knew which gauge was which and sort of where the different marks are for the different needles. But when other people drive, they have no idea. They really can't see the gauges. So, it's time to remove this cover once and for all. Here are my helpers for removing the gauge. Get a little prying action with the flathead screwdriver, another one that's got a longer handle, maybe some pliers, hammer, be able to wedge it, and a little more dangerous. Let's hope we don't have to get to that. And there's this little metal black piece that goes around it. It looks like it's just held on with adhesive. Oh. There we go. Okay, there might have been a little more than adhesive. Something just popped. Well, there we frickin' go. Holy. Almost said a bad word. Look at that, guys. A lot of this. You know what? This might actually be salvageable because a lot of this, look at that. This is all that dust from grinding the fiberglass. Let me go clean this bad boy out. The absolute most satisfying part right here. Alright, it's still got some issues. Yeah, you can see right where I hit it with the acetone. I have read that using olive oil can help with this. Now, if you're unsure, it's always best to use extra virgin. If you know what I'm... Okay, that's a little too much. Supposedly, this just does something to really help it out. I don't know if this is witchcraft or what, but it helps with how light diffracts and all that good stuff. It's the physics. The physics are sound. I think this is gonna really help it out. I don't know, can you tell the difference? It looks like I can see through it right now. Actually, hang on. Here's the grand test. See my face? Still seems, ooh, smells extra virgin. Oh, it's an interesting smell. It looks like it's, I mean, I think I'll be able to read the gauges through this. You know what I mean? This looks pretty good to me. I think we might be able to still use this bad boy. How about that? Before I get it put back in, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this dust crap cleaned out of here. I don't know what these are for, but I don't think I need them now. Well, that's a lot of dust. Might need some more juice. Alright, that should be pretty good. Alright, here we go. You see, it's still blurry at the top though, because of my acetone smears. That sucks. Now, before I decide to completely trash this clear plastic cover, there's one last thing I decided to try. I had some 400 grit and 800 grit wet or dry sandpaper laying around, and I decided to bust these out and sand this down. I was actually able to get the acetone smears off of the clear plastic. Now, there's only one caveat to this. With the grits I used, now it's a nice frosted glass where you can see less through it than you could beforehand. So, with that said, the only thing to do now is get some higher grit sandpaper to get it sanded even smoother, to see if we can get through that frost to get to a glass smooth finish. I went ahead, I got on Amazon and I searched for some different variety packs of sandpaper, and I found a pretty darn good one for only $7. It offers 36 pieces of sandpaper from 400 grit all the way up to 3,000 grit, which is as high as we are hopefully going to need to go. So I'll leave a link down to that in the description below for any of you guys if you're interested. The Amazon delivery mail. Time to bust it out and see how it's going to work. Oh well. Very compact packaging. We did 400, 800. I'm going to try and use some 1200, or maybe I should go to 1500, then 2000, then 3000. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Different people like to skip different amounts. There's good rules of thumb though. If I can even get these out of the plastic, I might just have to rip the plastic up altogether. Okay, these are labeled on the back. Thank goodness. I was getting worried for a second. So I've got one piece of 3000 grit. I know you can't see how fine the grit is, but it's pretty fine. It says 3000 on the back. Actually, let me get a piece of 1500 grit out. Use that one first. This also has 2500 in it, but I'm just going to go straight from 2000 to 3000. You know what? I think I'm going to do 1200 instead of 1500. Just because. Alright. I got my water bottle, spray bottle ready to go here. And an old t-shirt to wipe up some of the dust. Let's get to sanding on this bad boy. So starting with the 1200 grit, we're going to go in a X pattern. So I'm going to go this way and then this way. If I can hold this. Okay, let me just get it started here. Well, I should have been putting something underneath it like this. That way I don't scratch it up more so on the bottom. We're definitely getting there. We'll see if we can get all the way there. It's still a bit foggy. It is better though. We are getting somewhere with this. I hope. Time to see how good we can get it with the 3000 grit. Oh man, we're still looking pretty frosty here. What to do about this? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Feels nice and smooth. This looks like a good idea. You can actually see it through now. It's not perfect, but I can read the letters on the camera. So that's good. This might actually work. It's not the best thing, but it's also not the worst. With a little bit of WD-40, it gets you what you need. I'm gonna go get that olive oil. Olive oil on. The olive oil helps, I will admit. You know, it's not going to completely transform it, but it does help. Oh my gosh, I think this might work. Grand test right here. See my face? You can still see it. A little bit blurry. Not, I don't know, that might be doable. I'm telling you, I can read the text on the camera right now. This might just work. I say we give it a shot and see. Moment of truth here, folks. Dang. It's not perfect, but I can actually read the numbers on the gauges, so that is at least something. I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised. It does work. There's still just a slight frost to it, and maybe if I sanded it a little more, I could get some more of that out. But we actually got the acetone smear sanded out of this piece, which amazes me. I did not know we were going to be able to do that. I don't know why, but without doing any further research on this, my mind just really wants to try something, and that is using some polish and wax from Meguiar's fiberglass restoration system. I don't know why, but I just want to try the wax and polish on this just to see if it makes any difference. I'm sure some of y'all are already frantically writing comments down below telling me how wrong this is to do this, but I just want to try it and see. So start off with the high gloss polish, number 45 on the Meguiar's. Oh, make sure to shake this up first. Last time I was working with this, I forgot to do that. And let me tell you. Oh my gosh, that was probably way more than enough. I'm using a little microfiber pad right here. I actually got like a pack of 20 of these, or maybe it's just 10. But I'll leave a link down to that in the description too. Got it on Amazon. Is this making any difference? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I think it made it a little better actually. It may not be a big difference, but I think it is a little bit better. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I'm sure you'll be letting me know. Now, for the pure wax, number 56. You know, I just like trying random things like this just to see if there is anything to it that might actually work, using it in a way people may not have thought about before, but now you do. Oh, off the bat, the wax, it seems like adds frost to the glass. Just my initial impression of it anyways. Wax on, wax off. You know what they say. I think the wax helped. I might be going crazy. I might be losing my mind, but I think it helped. Let's get it in the boat and see. Alright, let's get this in here. Oh my goodness, that did help. I think it is just a little bit better than it was before I did that. I mean, regardless, it's good enough to see through now, which is really cool. Absolutely no smear. When it's in position like this, I can't see any marks from sanding. It just looks clear, like it's supposed to. Dang, that is cool. Alright, so now that I can see through this, basically with no problem, I'm going to go ahead and get this installed back in now, which is a really easy process. It's got these nice tabs right here that lock into place. So all you have to do is just snap it in like that, and it's good to go. Well, I think that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. Smash that like button. What am I saying? And don't forget, if any of you guys are interested in the sandpaper I got off Amazon, or that Meguiar's fiberglass restoration polished wax, it also has an oxidation remover. I'll be sure to leave links to those down in the description below. If you want to stay up to date with all the future videos about this boat restoration coming out, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. But with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.